Yo, can somebody ban everyone?
I have like a woman inside of me, yeah.
I swear to God, my ass is literally... What's your game? Ban that guy.
No! Oh!
It's like so slimy, bro.
Dude, this could fucking do!
Oh, I know, don't you tell them why you do?
Oh my fucking God!
That's it. You're banned, bro.
Diana!
Oh my God!
Dude, somebody please help me, bro.
I wanna blood. Suck some blood. Cook nog weer.
I'm gonna save the world.
Yeah! Oh my God, I just shit my pants right. Oh, sorry, it's too late.
No! Oh my God! I just...
What's up, dudes? Welcome back to the DGS, your #1 source of Bossmanjack and other Degen news. Today, we have two pieces of news to cover. The first one being that Bossmanjack missed court, but we'll explain to you why in a second. The second is that Papaonwing is alive and well after his latest life-threatening event that we covered on a previous video. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe to the DGS because we just want our degenerate society to grow. Check out our Patreon too, link in the pinned comment. Okay, so with the Bossmanjack news first. Boss had said that he was allowed his phone and even a day out of rehab on the Tuesday the 27th of January 2026. Most of us actually missed connecting the dots as Austin made no mention of it, but the only reason that he was allowed this was because he had a court date to attend. So if you'll remember from last year, Boss had a court date set for the 3rd of February 2026, but later in December that was set back to the 27th of January. Why? We have no idea. But obviously, with him now being in rehab, they had to let him leave the rehab to attend the court. Boss didn't say a single word about this, by the way. He just made it all out to be that it's just a random day that the rehab would let him go and have a nice day out, spend time with his dad, and eat a Big Buford.
Big Buford has landed.
And we had just forgotten about it, being all too excited with the recent news of his rehab stay, him getting out of jail, as well as his recent Microsoft Teams streams. But it's absolutely hilarious that Boss would have to cope about this court date and pretend to everyone that it was just a regular day out. Why did he try to make us believe that it was just a day out and it wasn't just because he had to go to court? I have no idea. Maybe he just doesn't want to talk about it because, oh, the rats are listening, who cares? It's all public, we can know straight away this information. So honestly, Boss, I don't know what you're doing. Well, it turns out that this outing wouldn't end up happening. Why, you may ask? Well, the court's closed due to the recent weather events. Now, the worst thing is, Boss had said that he was going to stream that day, either on his phone, doing some IRL, or even back at the Red Den if he had enough time to drive back there after being at court. So yeah, unfortunately, this wouldn't happen. The court was closed, and the rehab didn't let him out because the reason for him being let out is no longer valid. When it comes to his Discord server, nothing interesting has happened. He will just come in, ping everyone, say, yo, shout out to this crackhead I'm spending time here with. Or he'll just come back to say that he loves everyone and hopes everyone having a good day. And that's it. There's been no interesting information. That's why we're not even showing you guys like some new Discord posts from him. And that is it for today's Bossmanjack news. Now, the Papaonwing. As I said in the previous Papa video, he very unfortunately decided to make an attempt on his life. But fortunately, he was caught on time by his ex Christina and he was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, staying in the ICU for the time being. But now we know that Papa is actually doing better. He woke up just the day after being admitted to the ICU. His ex Christina would give us the updates, saying that he woke up and was very confused and he didn't know what had happened. Also that, unsurprisingly, his liver is in a bad state, but that it's still livable. She also added that his kidneys are very damaged, which surprises no one given that Papa was drinking 50 beers per day and not a single drop of actual water.
You did that.
Regarding the method of choice for trying to make himself go to Lumbridge, as he liked to say,
Send him to Lumbridge.
it was confirmed that it was indeed through an ingestion of pills that he had collected from the psych ward. Christina would also add that Papa's mom is completely done with him. She doesn't care anymore, to the point that she won't even go see him at the hospital, even after what happened. This might sound cruel to some of you, but given the amount of trouble Papa must have caused her throughout his whole life, I can understand that enough's enough and she can't stand the stress and the problems with dealing with Papa. But Christina won't give up on him. Despite the fact that she doesn't love him anymore at all, she does this just out of the kindness of her heart, and as she puts it, no one deserves to be alone going through this situation. She would add that Papa has been an absolute menace since his teenage years, having run away from his mom at age 15 to another country just to be a dealer among other nefarious things, and that no one can be blamed but him. The next day, on the 27th, she would give us the news that Papa is leaving the ICU, thus he's in way better condition and isn't in a life-threatening position anymore, which is great news obviously. And then, on the 28th of January 2026, Papa was back on his Discord account, and he posted on his Discord server. He would ask everyone not to worry about him, saying he was going to have a shower and come back later, and that people should stop trying to call him or DM him. We would get this picture first of him sitting, waiting at some hospital hallway for a friend of his to come and give him some cigarettes. The man really has his priorities straight, billet. Next came a photo of his stanky face, looking as cavemanish as ever. Next on his priority list, of course, is gambling. As he'd say, he's very gamble horny. He had that he's off the system and could just run away. This fucking guy. He hasn't changed one bit. He's already thinking of escaping and going back to his caravan. Again, he mentions not being tied to anything, no tubes, no nothing, and saying he's gonna gamble now, but also that he has a plan. That can only mean one thing, and that plan is some sort of escape plan so that he doesn't have to stay nor go to the mental hospital. Which is absolutely insane, by the way. If there's one thing that Papa needs is some sort of treatment so that he stops putting himself in a situation where he might think that ending it all is the right thing to do. Anyways, as usual, he'd lose all of his money, and he'd blame Bobek for it yet again. He would thank everyone for the prayers and well wishes, and that he had a million DMs to go through. Hashtag Papa God always wins.
Nothing much, just hanging around.
Yes, he thinks he's God, by the way. Then again, how could he not, given the absurd luck he's had, and that it's nothing short of a miracle that he's still alive, given all that he has put his body through? It's absolutely crazy. He would again ping everyone in the server, asking how to delete a stream VOD from Kick on his phone. We can all assume that he wants to delete the last stream he did on Kick, where he made his manifesto about, doing it.
Remember, don't gamble, don't do drugs, don't use alcohol. I'm done and I'm doing it.
He'd warn us that if we don't hear from him again in a while, it just means that he got placed in the psych ward again, but that he will always come back stronger. Unfortunately for him, he wouldn't be able to figure out how to log into his casino account to gamble, and stated once again that he is gamble horny. To no one's surprise, it seems that Papa will have to go into a mental hospital, as he says here, for maybe 3 months, but that he would manage to get out in 1 month. And if he gets 6 months, he'll get out in just 2. No idea what he means by this, by the way. If he had some sort of scheme or plan to always make it out before the due date, or if he thinks he can have his mom bail him out again, in which case, that's definitely not gonna happen anymore. He did say that after a while in a psych ward, he should be able to stream from there, but that he doesn't have a PC anymore. So he definitely destroyed his PC the other day when he took the attempt at his life. As it turns out, that's the only thing he actually remembers from that night. Now, Papa's ramblings wouldn't be complete without something absolutely ridiculous that he actually thinks very seriously on. So here, he actually thinks that he can become the Prime Minister of Latvia or the head of the World Health Organization, as he wants to help others with their mental health issues. No joke. Yeah, Papa, work out your own problems first, okay? And then worry about other people's problems. So clearly, he still has his schizophrenic delusions of grandeur. This guy's completely cut off from reality. But he did say something of worth. What he means by that last phrase is, if you're struggling with mental health, please go seek professional help. Even if you're without underpants, billet. Which we agree with. If you're struggling, please reach out to somebody and seek some professional help. The poor doctor there was asked by Papa to say, and I quote, "Rolling on my wrist and that's some stanky, yeah?"
Oh my, listen to this, I'm just stanky, yes, I'm stanky.
To which she refused because she's shy, Papa said. I think she's more afraid of the ogre more than she is shy, but that's just a hunch. As we said previously, he'd lose even more money to the casinos again. Then he'd say that 2026 is his year, despite the fact that it's barely February and he's already in the hospital. Okay. The police are coming to talk to him, either that day or the next one. He'd say that one of his plans is now impossible, but that he can still do the second one, whatever plan that is. He'd only say that maybe he can cheat the system somehow. With his crazy ramblings and delusions, it's really hard to guess as to what Papa has planned. Hopefully, it's not something insane that gets him into even more trouble. He wouldn't stop gambling, of course, and somehow turn $3 into $200. That he would end up losing later, by the way. These guys never know when to stop. They only stop once the balance hits zero. A bit later, he'd complain about being at the hospital, that he's always getting poked and propped for testing and whatnot. They'd tell him that his kidneys and brains aren't working right, which again surprises none of us that follow his shenanigans. Obviously, he'd also believe none of it, saying that it's their brains that have a problem. All followed up by him saying that he's God again, that he's way better than that Jesus guy, and Jesus is a clown. Here is when he lost it all, giving us a nice voice recording.
I hate my fucking life!
Nice. But that despite his godly powers, he just can't seem to win, nor understand that this is how casinos work and they don't owe you anything, let alone a win. He certainly must have raged even harder than on the recording, as apparently the hospital staff were then mad at him. Damn, it really isn't easy being a god, huh? At some point, some rat was trying to make Papa feel some type of way, but he got banned before we could take a screenshot of the whole discussion, but these are still funny to read. At this time, this Discord interaction with him, with Papa saying that he's already in a different dimension, whatever he means by that, and that if he's not online anymore, don't worry because it just means that he got transferred to a mental hospital. Anyways, some hours later he'd be back and he'd write the longest weird schizo post he's ever done so far.
Shut up, pussy. No one's gonna read all that shit. Loser.
Thank you, Austin. I won't force anyone to read all that. It all boils down to Papa once again not taking even an ounce of accountability for his own actions. This guy won't ever, and I repeat, ever, take responsibility. Oh wait, the one time he actually did and realized the horrible things he's done was then followed up by him trying to, take his own life. Mark it down, folks. Whenever Papa has the mental clarity to realize what he has done to himself and everyone around him is when he realizes that there's no going back, there's no forgiving him, and he just has to do it. That'll be followed up by even more schizo talk, and it seems like he has this master plan to tell the cops something that will let him off scot-free. Papa is an absolute menace. All we wish is for him to actually get sent to a competent mental facility that will actually fix his broken mind. Papa is in no shape to be let out into society again, and the only question we have is why in the hell did the previous psych ward decide that Papa was fit to leave? If Papa had actually perished, his blood would be on their hands. Why did they let him out? So there you have it. Papa is well at the end of the day. His attempt was fortunately not successful, and it also seems like he didn't end up being more brain damaged than he already was, although we'll have to see in the long term how that goes. I hope you enjoyed the video, and having these news about Bossmanjack and Papaonwing, don't forget to like the video. Make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss our latest uploads. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, see ya.